I may have made a mistake with the oven. They genuinely look like little turds. We're not gonna eat these, we're gonna throw these away. Whee! That in. It's better if you can sieve it, but I don't have a sieve. Hi guys, welcome back to my OFTV, all about Alexia, and I'm Alexia Woods. So this week, you can probably guess what we're going to be doing, but we are going to be cooking chocolate or baking chocolate chip cookies. So, all you're gonna need, guys, is some self-raising flour, caster sugar, soft brown sugar, vanilla extract, soft butter, some chocolate chips, and 1 egg. Let's begin. I have a large mixing bowl ready to go and my scales. So let's get that set on there. And then before you add anything in, you're gonna wanna preheat the oven to 180 degrees. So let me do that now. The first thing you're gonna be adding in is your sugars and your butter, and you're going to cream them together. So the first thing we're gonna need is 100 grams of soft brown sugar. Then you're gonna wanna add your caster sugar in, and you're gonna want 125 grams of this one. So I always put my scales back to 0 so I don't mess it up. And add 125 grams of caster sugar. This is quite sweet. Right, now you're gonna want a knife to chop some of your butter off. Creaming it together is going to take a bit long because I have really hard butter at the moment. So let me get a knife, and I'm gonna chop off 125 grams of this, and it's going in here, and I'm gonna cream it together with my hands just because it's a bit easier. My butter is a lot softer than I thought it was gonna be. Right, that's 50. I think I'm gonna have to use the whole block of butter actually. So let's cut half of this because I need 125 grams of butter. So let's see. I've now got really buttery hands, and it's going, do you know what? This could just be really buttery at this point. I just need to get 10 more grams out of it. That's it, I'm leaving it at 134 grams. If anyone wants any butter, it's there. Right, I'm gonna slowly start creaming this together, which basically just means you're gonna start like rubbing it all in. This is a bit messy, so this is gonna take a while. Okay guys, I'm gonna go in with the wooden spoon now as well. I don't usually use a bowl this big, so I can usually get in quite easily. But because my arms are short, I need to use a spoon to do it. We are going to add in one small tablespoon, or teaspoon actually. I'm using a teaspoon, you don't need much. Teaspoon of vanilla extract. I'll use a little bit more. But it can be quite pungent, so you don't want to use too much. Now, put that to the side. You're gonna get your eggs. You're gonna need a cup or a measuring jug to break one of these into, and then whisk. So let's get that. So I'm always rubbish at cracking eggs, and I'm probably gonna get half the shell in it. So watch me ruin an egg. I'm so glad I got that on camera. It's the first time I've ever made an egg not with shell in it. Whisk, and then add that in. Mix in your egg. So this, I can actually hold it, my hand really hurts. This is what your mixture should look like now. It did not look like that before, I'll assure you, because it only starts looking like this once you added the egg. Now, if you remember correctly, we had 100 soft brown, 125 caster, and 125 butter. Next, we're going to need self-raising flour, but we're gonna need 225 grams. So add that in. It's better if you can sieve it, but I don't have a sieve. So I'm going to suffer, and my elbow's gonna suffer. Jesus Christ. Let's wait for that to clear. And then slowly fold it in. Otherwise you'll end up with flour absolutely everywhere. You can see now I have been mixing for a good 15 minutes. That's what it feels like. As you can see, it's becoming very dough-like now. First, we're gonna add these. These are just from Sainsbury's, but you can get some nicer ones if you want. I can't open them. Okay, add them all. Fold them all in. And eat one, because tax. Now that you've pretty much mixed it into a dough, scrape it off this spoon. Don't eat this, it has raw egg in it. You'll get an icky tummy or salmonella. This looks lovely, can't wait to try it. So as you can see, it actually looks like cookie dough now. This actually looks like it might be something edible. So now, you're gonna get a baking tray and, roll your sleeves up so you don't get it all over your sleeve. You're going to put some parchment paper on it and you are going to make tiny little balls out of these. The measurements I have given you should serve 12. So if you just make small balls like this, and I will show you how to do it. Parchment paper. So you want enough just to cover the tray. Like so. This might be a bit big. Also, I accidentally left this I left this tray in the oven, so it's bloody boiling. Hence why I'm trying not to touch it with my fingers. This is the bit where it's fun. Make your ball and put it on. This tray is quite big, so I think I should be able to fit all of the dough on. If not, I guess we're gonna have to go for 2 rounds. Cool. So I'm gonna half that, and we're just rolling them into small balls. This is so gonna end up as one big cookie. I can see this happening. And I've still got all this dough, so I can make one giant cookie. If anyone remembers Millie's cookies, I used to love them. You used to get them decorated for your birthday. That's what my school used to do. Right. These aren't all gonna fit on here. So we're gonna have to do this in 2 loads. But this is going to be the first load going in. And this is the first 9. I actually think I'm gonna get more cookies than 12 out of this mix. Whee! Into the oven they go for 12 minutes. So the cookies have been in. They may have been in for a little bit longer, might have been in for about 15 minutes. Let's turn off the oven and get them out and see what they look like. Oh, fuck. There's no oven gloves here. So I'm gonna move these here. I actually have some leftover stuff. So I'm gonna just rip off a tiny bit of parchment and put the rest of the cookies in for 12 minutes. And stick this in. I keep forgetting this isn't a tray, so I can actually just scrape them off. So they're still quite warm. I may have made a mistake with the oven, but that's why I've put those 4 in. So you can see how they're actually supposed to be done if you don't make them right. They genuinely look like little turds. We're not gonna eat these, we're gonna throw these away. Anyway, but they're very hot at the moment, so don't touch them. But they actually look quite nice. They're still a bit gooey on the inside. Oh, oh, oh. Et voila. So this is what the ones look like where I messed it up. Let's taste test one. So they're still warm. Let's try one. 10 out of 10 for taste, about 6 out of 10 for presentation. If you'd like to make them, you got my recipe. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure that you like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.